everyone. I am so excited today because I am speaking with author Amy M. Reed, and we are talking about this book right here, and it's called The Worst Noel. And I didn't know if there was a the or so that's why I was looking at it. But what a book. I love this book so much. I can't wait to talk to her. This is the first book I have read by her, and her writing is incredible. It's such a great book, such a great holiday book. So if you are out there and you are looking for a book to read for the holidays, here you go. Read this one. So everybody, here is Amy. Hi, everyone. I am so excited because I am speaking with author Amy M. Reed, and we are talking about her holiday new book, The Worst Noel. And I love this book, Amy. Oh my God. I finished it this morning. I was going to finish it last night, and then I actually fell asleep like holding my phone because I was reading it on my phone, and I woke up like at 6 o'clock this morning and I finished it. And I love this story. First of all, my newest granddaughter's name is Lillian, and we spell it like the main character.
Oh, with 2 L's. That's so nice.
And then my daughter thought she was being all original, and I had to tell her she wasn't.
It's such a pretty name.
I know, I love it. And so right away I loved her right away. But I love her on so many levels. I just related to her. I mean, I'm a single mom right now. And so like I related to her in that aspect. But you know, just everything. And with I don't have, my mom is no longer with me, but I did go through the process of her passing away, but I remember the before. So. And it's such a unique time for us as women to have that, to have the kids, to have the mom, to have our lives, try to have lives, right?
You got a job, and you gotta go to work every day. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this your first Christmas book?
Yes.
I thought so. I thought so.
That's the first book in a series that's going to take place around holidays. So like the second one will be July 4th, and then Halloween, Valentine's Day, like that.
Oh, I love that idea. I love that idea. Plus, I was really happy to see that it was book one, and that you're going to continue with these characters, because there's so much to get into with these characters. I don't want to leave them alone.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, with the single mom and the teenager and the ex-husband and the mom and the boyfriend, and it's a mixed race relationship. So there's a lot there that I'm into. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask you about the son's name.
Ty, yes.
Is it Ty? Okay, because I kept changing it in my head as I was reading it. Like I was saying Tig, and then I'm like,
okay,
Tyga.
No, I've only ever known one person by that name, the name Ty, and it just came to me. I wasn't looking for a boy's name, and I just got thinking, you know what, that name Ty, that's perfect. I love it.
I love it. You know what? If it picks up, you can like take credit for it.
Oh, I intend to completely.
Because I love the daughter's name's Laurel.
Yep, Laurel.
I love that. I'm not a writer, but if I would be, that would be the thing I'd spend the most amount of time on, is names.
It's so fun. I love picking names. I have baby books and I have websites, and whenever I come across a name that I really like, I have a notebook where I keep it written down. Right now my two favorites are Lucian and Remy, and they'll make it into books at some point.
And like you'd be in the mall and you hear like somebody. I named my second son Zachary. I was at the beach and some little boy, real cute little boy, was running around, and his mom's like, Zachary. And I was like, oh, I like that. And I named him that for it, like we are like that. We pick up names, and I could see you carrying a little notebook at Starbucks, like, what's your name?
Yeah. I love coming up with names. And sometimes like I'll come up with a name that has a meaning, like how the baby books.
Yes.
Names and origin and meaning. Sometimes I'll pick a name that has a meaning that most people don't realize, and it has something to do with that person's character.
Well, I was thinking about that with Lily. I was wondering, because I know what but you don't say if her name is Lillian. Do you just look at her as a Lily?
I look at her as a Lily. Yeah.
Okay, right. And that means pure and good and wholesome, and it kind of fits her. I mean, she's trying, okay?
She's trying, and she doesn't always get it right, but she tries.
She tries really hard. I love her, you know? So, and I love the title. Like I told you, I came across this book on Amazon, and I asked for, I swear it came up as like number 2 or 3. Like I asked for holiday books that came out in 2018.
Uh-huh.
It comes right up, and the reason it caught my eye is because it's called The Worst Noel. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to read this.
Yeah, it was part of an anthology last Christmas. So Christmas of 2017, it was published as part of a 12-book set. And a lot of
Hmm.
the books in that set had kind of catchy play on word names. And if you read a lot of cozies, you notice a lot of them have
Yes.
kind of puns in the name.
Yeah,
So
and I love cozies.
yeah, so
I mean, I love it because you know what? I don't like to be scared, and cozies don't scare me.
they're not scary. Like, even though there's murder and all this crime going on, they really are somehow not scary.
Right. So I'm gonna read the I love, like, there's 2 parts of a book that are my favorite, and that's the beginning
Uh-huh.
and then the last part of the first chapter. And
Oh,
after I'm done reading a book, I go back and I read that chapter. And so that last line kind of sets, and I always see if I started doing it with thrillers way back when I started reading thrillers, but it
uh-huh.
works with everything I found. And it worked with I always tell the author, if it works, I'm going to tell you. And it worked. So I'm going to
Oh,
read it to you.
okay.
Okay?
Actually,
Look
okay.
it, you're going to look it up. I'm going to read it to everybody. Okay? She didn't notice the body lying on the floor behind one of the glass cases until she tripped over it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Amy has such a great sense of humor. I know I'm going to love this book.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a klutz sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you picture, like, tripping over a body? Like,
And that is totally something I would do. Yes.
absolutely. Well, I love that. That's why I knew that this book was going to be humorous. And, I knew I was going to love the characters, and I did. I absolutely love them. And, I see you have written so much. This is my first book of yours that I've written.
Okay.
But how many books a year do you write?
It depends. Like, next year I'm planning to release 4 books. So the second and third in this series, plus the first in a library series and the first in a Cape May series.
Okay, so do you do anything else? Like, are you raising kids and stuff?
I have kids. 2 of them are in college, but one of them lives at home still and commutes. And I have a high schooler. So, and
Yeah.
I volunteer and I do those things, but mostly I spend my days writing and marketing that sort of
Wow.
thing.
That is incredible. I mean, I know I talked to some authors who put out a book a year and are stressed, So
Yeah, it's stressful. It's stressful, but I'm lucky enough to be able to do this full time. So I just absolutely love it.
yeah, I can tell you love it. I can always tell when an author is having fun with a book, and I could tell you had fun with this book.
I
You
had
know,
so much fun with this book.
I,
Yes.
I I really could. I feel like I talk to you while I'm like, good. Oh my God, Amy, that was so perfect. Oh my God, like I talk to you while I'm reading the book.
It was my first cozy, so it was different for me in a way because I write more in a gothic style, which is
Mhm.
a little bit darker, a little more atmospheric. So this was a departure from that, but I found that I really like the cozies because there's a little more humor in those.
Yeah.
Um, and I think you can get into like little everyday hassles that real people deal with. Like this mom, and she's got these 2 teenagers, and one has a boyfriend she doesn't like, and stuff like that. And in the more gothic stuff, it's really more totally plot driven
Hmm.
towards the end. And so I think with a cozy you can get into more everyday stuff. That's
Yeah.
fun.
And I really thought that it was only Canadians who wrote cozies. Because I had interviewed so many Canadian women that were writing cozy mystery. So yeah, and they have like this Canadian Cozy Writer Association or something. And so I was like, oh, it's just Canadian women that write. Like I didn't
No,
understand.
they're popular everywhere. I think like I've read I don't know, industry reports, like cozies are really popular in like Indonesia. There are certain places in the world where cozies sell really well, and they're really popular among readers. So
Interesting.
lots, lots.
I know, and that's what I was thinking about Canada because I was like, you know what? Us down here in the United States, we're like dark. We're dark people. Okay, we need to.
I know. Like they'd be perfect for cozies because they're, they have that reputation for everybody is so sweet and so nice.
Yes.
And I've met, it's totally true.
Yes.
But yes, you would think that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. But I can't wait to. I want to read more of your books. I cannot wait. And we have more in common too because I, in my previous life, was a legal secretary for many years.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. At a law firm?
I worked. Well, I'm from Allentown. But then I went to live in California. My first husband, he was in the Marine Corps. So I went to California and worked for a law firm out there, which was so much fun. So much. And then, because those people partied, okay. And then I moved back to D.C. He got stationed in D.C. and I worked for a huge 600 lawyer firm.
Really?
For a long time, 5 years, and it was very conservative. It was the opposite of the California firm.
Conservative is a good word. Yes.
Yeah, but so I raised my children, I homeschooled them, and now my last son is in high school, and I went back to like do the law thing, and guess what? There's no legal secretaries anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because the job is like everybody has a computer and everybody has their own thing, and everybody, lawyers, it's way different. It's a paralegal. I would have to go to school, even though I was out too many years. Let's just put it that way. I got out too long.
It's the legal profession has changed a lot.
Yes.
Years too. It's become completely different, and we, like our daughter, our oldest, was talking about going to law school, and we said, husband's a lawyer also, and we said, I don't know, you got to be really careful now because there are so many people going to law school who aren't getting the jobs that
it's crazy
coming out. Yeah.
I know. I really feel like in the 80s and the 90s when I was doing it, like it was like a heyday. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think it was a heyday for a lot of things. But yeah, law firms in particular, they're, so many of the, really popular thriller novels arose out of law firms.
Yes.
80s and early 90s.
Yeah, John Grisham and all those, and then the movies. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot different. You don't really see that anymore, do you? You just don't.
No.
Because LA Law, remember LA Law? I loved
LA Law. Yeah, I never really watched that. And because I think it was because I wanted to go to law school. Like, I don't know if medical students watch like Grey's Anatomy and
right.
So I didn't want to watch lawyer shows. I never really watched Ally McBeal too much. But
I love that show too. But LA Law was kind of like the firm I worked in California. It was kind of like that. Like it would be noon on a Friday and they'd be like, the sun is out. All right, you guys, does anybody have any work to do today? Let's just It was so much fun. And we had a bar in the middle of our firm.
Did you really?
We did. We had a bar. I'm not kidding.
Like you go downstairs and that's really cool.
Which is another thing you do not see. You would not see anymore.
Oh, no.
No, but I'm serious. Right in the middle of our firm was a bar, and you could just partake.
Wow.
Yeah. I know, but it's weird because you kind of knew when you could and when you couldn't, because you actually had to work. Like, you had to produce things. So, like...
I know. At the bar.
Right. But anyway, I knew I was going to have fun talking to you. I just knew it. I was so happy you said yes. And I'm so thrilled that I found this book. Show everybody because this cover is gorgeous. And everyone out there, if you're looking for a very fun holiday book to read, look at that. That's so beautiful. I love it.
Cover. My cover designer is a woman who lives in Italy. And I talked to her on the computer. Because she says her English is not that great, but her written English is very good. So I talked to her on the computer, and I've got her working on the book I'm going to release in April, which is the book about the library. And then the second book in this series is called Dead, White, and Blue. And it's for So I'll have her work on that next. So I love the work she does.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know where to find me when those start coming out because we'll talk early and we'll promote it. And, I am so happy that I got to meet you. Everyone, I'm going to put all of her links listed below and the Amazon link so you can go right there and buy the book. And have a very happy holidays. Thank you for talking with me. I know the sun started beaming into your face.
That's okay.
But you know what? Where we are, I don't know about you guys, but we're not getting enough sun. So I'm let the sun come in because we've gotten not very much sun lately.
Well, it's this window in the winter. This gets the sun as it sets, and I would move, but the rest of the house is such a mess that I can't have a different background.
It's a nice little highlight for you. I'm liking it. I just know that it's probably hard for you. But anyway, thank you. And contact me and we will talk for your next book. I'd love to read it. It would be my honor. So,
Thank you.
okay. Have a great day.
All right, same to you.
Yep, bye-bye. Okay, so I knew that was going to be fun. Oh my gosh. I was just feeling bad for her because I've done interviews where the sun is beaming into my face and I can't hardly see, but she said she was okay. So anyway, so much fun. If you were looking for a holiday book and you want to laugh, okay, this is the one to get. She's an amazing writer. I know I'm going to be talking with her again. I love her so much. So the links are listed below. And thank you for watching, everyone. Please hit like if you liked watching us. I love talking to her. So I couldn't have asked for a better day. So have a great day, everyone.